but also what have we learned in the process? And I know you're a filmmaker and you're involved in media. And as Rami had mentioned, our governments, our Western governments, our media have just, it feels like turned a blind eye to something so horrific. And here we are 10 years later, wondering what progress has been made for the Egyptian people and what we can still do.
Well, I'm just going to start by a small correction. I have never been bestowed the honor of being in an Egyptian political prison. I had left already before they sentenced me. And I just wanted to go back to that terrorist concern which has been raised. And I just wanted to add that I think the Western concern of terrorism in Egypt is highly hypocritical. It is like they fear the terror of ISIS, but they embrace and support the terror of Sisi. I see no difference whatsoever between the Daesh or the ISIS system of governance and the same with the system of Sisi. So I don't think there's any concern by the West in terrorism in Egypt. I think it is like my colleague Rami has explained very well. It's about Suez Canal, it's about the policy towards Israel, and about integrating the economy in the world economy. And to also go back to what Rami was saying about what Nasser had, his stature very built on ending colonialism, and Sadat and Mubarak had that aura of being war heroes for some reason. And Sisi didn't have that. So he created his stature through basically discrimination. And he managed to give it a purpose and a story of dignity as well. I mean, the main drive behind discrimination is that you have to hate what you are not in order to love what you are. So what you are not became the Muslim Brothers, became this demon through their criminal demonizing media machine. And that created an incredible sense of polarization in the society. And for some reason, that was the cover that gave him the way to get away with his atrocities. I mean, imagine, it's not just destroying people's lives in Rabaa, it goes beyond that. It is highly, like, it is even, you can call it very ridiculously crazy when someone like Asma al-Biltagi, who is a 17-year-old girl who has been sniped, shot dead in Rabaa, and her father, because he's a Muslim brother politician, Muhammad al-Biltagi, he's being put behind bars and he's being charged with a whole list of charges. But believe it or not, one of these charges is killing his own daughter. It is incredibly ridiculous. And this is what, this is what we live through in Egypt today. I mean, the people live through in Egypt today. If you want to talk about movies, what happened to the cinema industry? The cinema industry, the number of cinemas have declined. Every single governor has lost one or two cinemas in the past 10 years, which made the number drop from maybe 260 to 200 and maybe 20 or 225, something like that. And as well, if you want to make a film, you have to get the permission of an army officer who's sitting on top of the censorship authority. And it doesn't end there. They actually come to your shoot to make sure that you are shooting nothing that will disobey their commands. So there's no cinema, really. There's only propaganda. There's only, wishful thinking. And to tell you the truth, it's actually backlashing. So people now are more into what they find online, not on television. And all of these incredible amounts of money have been just lost to no avail. People do not believe it. People do not follow it. People make fun of it. I mean, there's so many jokes about what they produce, and they think that they have controlled the people with that. And I really think people are not subdued because of fear or because of brainwashing. I think people are subdued because they are realizing the incredible amount of treason that they are being faced with. And now they are really looking for any straws to clutch at. There is no alternative for them. They have done a revolution twice, and every single time it's like putting their finger in an electric socket and they get electrified. They're not going to put the third time. They need to test that socket before they put their finger. And currently, what I'm seeing in all the opposition units all across the globe, there is a movement to achieve that. There is a movement to start a discussion between them, to have some sort of a minimum required rules of what can the competition between them and how they can be different but still live in harmony with one another. And I think that is what Egypt needs right now. Egypt needs that people like me and people like the Muslim Brothers and people like the right wing and even people from the ex-Mubarak regime, they need to sit on one table and they need to decide, okay, here is the rules of the game. And the most important rule of this game is that if there is any bloodshed whatsoever of innocent people, everything should stop. And someone should be held accountable for it.
Yes, thank you.